And on top of that, so are the buses sometimes. You see, in America, people love their cars. In Anderson, Indiana, where I first lived, I don't think I saw a bus in about 4 years, even though I was told there was a bus system there. And so if you're moving to the Midwest from your...
Okay. How true is this, my friends? Do you guys think it's really that bad, or is bad, for example, in specific states, but in the big ones is actually decent? For example, public transportation in New York. Probably good. Am I saying something crazy? 6 major culture shocks I experienced in the US Midwest. This will be an interesting one, but before I go into the video, can I ask you for one thing? If you can leave a like, thank you so much, my friend. This is the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description. I love Lawrence. Give him some love. Let's play it.
Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to culture shocks. Specifically, culture shocks that I, as a British man, experienced after moving to the Midwest of the United States. And I know what you're thinking, ooh, Lawrence, he's just going to talk about how terrible the snow is again, or how the temperatures are unfit for humans. No, I've done all that. The winter is over. It's time to get mad about something else. In other words, this is a fresh look at the things that I found weird after moving to Indiana and then later Chicago. Having moved to the Midwest 14 years ago from Britain, here are culture shocks I experienced in the Midwest. So, it's quite possible.
Gnats. Gnats are basically mosquitoes, right? Oh, America have a lot of those, I have a feeling. Well, America is such a beautiful place. Of course, those animals also want to live in America.
Well, you've heard me talk about mosquitoes before and how in my first year of living in the United States, they almost took my face off.
Holy! Okay, that's crazy. Anyone ever experienced this in America? Okay, that's crazy. I mean, this eye is gone. Nice recover, Lawrence, to be honest. But, oh my, okay.
But the Midwest is known for other flying things that get in your face, and one of those things is gnats. And there's a very timely
Wait, gnats is not the same thing as mosquitoes?
Reason that I should talk about.
I thought it was a very, small mosquito. I mean, most mosquitoes are small, but you guys get the point.
That's because about 2.7859 million of them ended up on my front porch yesterday. And for those of you asking, yes, I did initially think they were mosquitoes, and no, I didn't go out to greet them. But this is something that can just happen in the Midwest, right? Swarms of insects with wings just turn up out of nowhere and you can barely move or see. Now, thankfully, unlike mosquitoes, I am told that gnats don't bite or even sting, which is weird because gnats backward is stang, right? Which sounds like sting.
Okay, I was not aware of this.
There on my light. Got in. One of them got in. One of them, a Lone Ranger, is in my studio right now.
Oh no.
Might even feature in the video. I don't know. That would be really meta. And also it'd be nice to have a guest, do a collab. I've actually got my phone. Look at that.
Show us.
I can't believe it. We do. We have...
That's a big boy.
What appears to be a gnat on my lighting equipment in the studio as we speak. Okay, well, he or she is just going to hang on my lighting equipment. In the meantime, those same gnats, presumably including this one, quickly got out of Dodge amid the following. As an Englishman, I know my fair bit about rain. After all, when...
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's a bit ironic that British guy is complaining about rain because rains a lot in the UK. But wild rain, I'm assuming... rains with more, is more intense when it happens.
When we're born, British people are given a complimentary umbrella. But here's the thing, on the whole, we only face light rain. But one of the shocking things I discovered about the Midwest is it doesn't just rain, it pours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the really weird thing about this type of rain is that it was sunny just 5 minutes ago and it will be sunny again in 5 minutes time. It just pops out of nowhere. I mean, in the South, I think they call it a sun shower. And for the most part, I actually really love this. And do you know why that is? Because I don't ever go outside. Watching it from my apartment window is actually quite a cathartic experience. But I've just realized I probably...
Oh, this is true. Can we all agree with this? when you don't have to go out. When you have to go out, it kind of sucks. But when you don't, and it's raining a lot, and you are in bed watching TV, oh, that's a great feeling. That's one of the best feelings in life, in my opinion. I actually enjoy rain, but when I'm at home, similar to him, I guess.
Probably shouldn't talk about the torrential rain with my colleague just up there fixing the lights, because it might still have PTSD. And actually, it hasn't been all roses for me either, because I do remember there was this one time that I was standing waiting for a bus. And as I recall, I was dressed much the same as I am right now, right down to the pajama bottoms. When all of a sudden, the clouds that weren't even there a moment ago decided to whip out their Super Soaker 5000. And this was in Indiana, so the problem was further exacerbated by this. Brits like me like to moan about the rain, but the truth is, if we're standing at the bus stop and light rainfall happens to fall upon us and we're carrying our complimentary umbrella, we honestly don't know how good we've got it. But in the US, your umbrella is practically useless. And on top of that, so are the buses sometimes. You see, in America, people love their cars. But back home, I never...
Okay, so this is basically two things at the same time. Basically, the umbrella is not that... great because rain and wind is probably crazy in America, comparing with Europe, in specific with England or / UK. But public transportation is a thing that you guys are not the biggest fans. I think it's fair to say that, right, my friends? But I'm with you. I also don't like public transportation that much. I think a car is much better. I get that not everyone have a car or knows how to drive, stuff like that. But when you do, I think this is much better.
Never acquired one because so long as you lived in a relatively large town, the bus systems, no matter how much British people might moan, are relatively comprehensive. And when I say comprehensive, I mean that you can usually get a bus to the other side of town every 10 to 20 minutes. Here in the United States, I'm particularly thinking Indianapolis, I often had to wait between half an hour and an hour. In fairness, I think they have somewhat fixed that problem in the last few years. But you would expect that, wouldn't you, of a relatively large city? In Anderson, Indiana, where I first lived, I don't think I saw a bus in about 4 years, even though I was told there was a bus system there. And so if you're moving to the Midwest from your...
Okay. How true is this, my friends? I like to ask this question, how true, because I really want to fact check this type of... I believe him, by the way. Lawrence is amazing. But this is a general question, because I see a lot of Americans complaining about the public transportation. Do you guys think it's really that bad, or is bad, for example, in specific states, but in the big ones is actually decent? For example, public transportation in New York. Probably good. Am I saying something crazy? I don't know. How true is this that the public transportation is really bad in America?
Europe, just know that you'll probably have to get a car or several. In Britain and just, all across Europe, there's a certain look to how people dress. It's that kind of European look. I don't know how to describe...
No, sorry. Oh, no.
In Britain and just, all across Europe, there's a certain look to how people dress. It's that kind of European...
No, Chess. This is the French look. A baguette, a bottle of wine... To be fair, Europeans like wine a lot. But, no, but this is completely French. No. Portuguese people, not like this. Not like this. Spanish people, not like this. French people, 100%.
Look. I don't know how to describe it because I'm not a fashion expert. But I think the clothes, generally speaking, are more sleek. We can afford...
Actually, let me just say one thing. Sorry, to go back. The first time I went to France, I actually saw people this way, that dressed like this, with baguette in hand, that stuff on the top that I don't even know the name in English, and riding a bicycle. I was like, no chance, it's real, it's actually real. Yeah.
Look.
By the way, love France, amazing people also.
don't know how to describe it because I'm not a fashion expert, but I think the clothes, generally speaking, are more sleek. We can afford to dress more sleekly. Is that it better be a word? Because we obviously don't have temperatures that are more akin to Greenland. So in the winter, we can get away with, you know, a trench coat. Do people still wear those? I do, just not in the winter, because I live in Chicago. Here in the Midwest, specifically,
I kind of like that style. I also have clothes similar to that.
in winter, everybody dresses in the baggiest clothes you've ever seen. So baggy jeans, baggy shirts, baggy hoodies, baggy bags. And at first
Bags? Oh no.
I thought this was weird, right? But after a week of living in the United States, I became a baggy clothes convert. And that's because back then everything was a novelty. So I wanted to be outside experiencing it all. But to do that, you have to dress up in about 3 layers of flannel. And for my British audience, I'm not talking about washcloths. These days, I have reverted more back to my European ways, he says, sitting in his pajama bottoms. But that's because I no longer go outside or interact with anyone. I can't speak for the rest of the United States, but if there's something I know about Midwestern cuisine, it's that they put cheese in absolutely everything. So you got...
And that's a great idea. I'm with the Midwest on this one. Oh, I love America. Hell yeah.
Cheese curds, mac and cheese, Chicago-style pizza, cheeseburgers, cheese just on its own, chili topped with cheese,
chili.
And a food item that looks like something that Indiana Jones would run away from, a cheese ball. And if that wasn't...
That looked a bit weird, I have to be honest. Sorry?
Item that looks like something that Indiana Jones would run away from, a cheese
Would be good.
ball. And if that wasn't enough, one of the Midwestern states to the north of me, Wisconsin, has sort of made cheese its entire personality. Wisconsin produces more cheese than any other state in the union. It's got its own style of cheddar, ironically named after both the village and the cheese from England, and is even home to the unincorporated community of Cheeseville. Cheese. If you've been watching my channel this year, you'll know that the...
Wait, what was that word?
Cheeseville. Cheese. If you've been watching my channel this year, you'll know that the United States is absolutely jam-packed with regionalisms. Grinder is Boston slang. It's a word that is often used to describe a sub sandwich. It's often used to describe people who move from sort of colder climates in the US down to the south. I can't remember exactly what it is because we don't really have them in Chicago.
Cougar is an animal, right?
So I don't bump into too many cougars. At least not this definition of the word. And the same is true of the Midwest. So for instance, when talking about fizzy drinks, Midwesterners usually refer to that as pop, whereas many other people in America say soda, or in the South, they just say Coke to mean any...
Soda and Coke, I like it. Pope? That guy is on Vatican. No, oh no.
About fizzy drinks, Midwesterners usually refer to that as pop, whereas many...
Pop, not Pope. Okay. Okay. Pop, no, that's a style of music. No chance. Sorry, I disagree with this one.
Many other people in America say soda, or
Soda,
in the South,
like it.
they just say Coke.
Coke
to mean any type of fizzy
can be misleading, but I also like it.
drink. I've talked about puppy chow before, which is something that humans in theory eat and is not in fact dog food. Regionally though, this goes by multiple different names, such as monkey munch, muddy buddies, muddy munch, reindeer chow, or doggy bag. And if you're ever in a situation where you're in a corridor and there's somebody coming toward you and you both do that thing where you're trying to get out of each other's way, that person will probably say, "Oop." Whereas I've just learned to say, "Move!" And how could I ever forget the word that my mother-in-law uses to describe what I refer to just broadly as a hoover, which is a vacuum cleaner. My mother-in-law
That's a vacuum cleaner. 100%.
calls it a sweeper. Basically, there are just lots of Midwestern words that I didn't encounter until I moved to the United States of America. To learn more, watch my recent video, guessing the meaning of these Midwestern words. To have a padiddle, to take a padiddle.
By the way, leave me the number 7 if I should watch this one, because I'm really bad with English words, so maybe it's fun for you guys.
That seems sensible to me. In the meantime, that's it.
By the way, what the hell was that word? Pediddle? This is some type of sport similar to paddle. That's my... no, sorry.
Seems sensible to me. In the meantime, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments below if you've been to the Midwest or whether you live here.
Top quality.
I'm Lawrence Brown. You can follow me on Twitter at LostInThePondUS.
Sure.
And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that my videos don't get lost in the pond. And a huge thank you to my patrons who I get to talk to about this stuff on my Friday afternoon secret streams.
Okay, you guys know, support him the best you can. Lawrence is amazing. This one was really interesting, I have to admit. So started with gnats that I thought was mosquitoes, but I guess is a different type of insect. Then the crazy rains in America. I believe on this one, weather in America is really beautiful, but the weather is a bit crazy. But you can say it's beautiful at the same time because happens a lot of crazy stuff. So there is a beauty on that. Then was the clothes, the public transportation. I enjoyed this one. I really did. If you also end up enjoying this one, my friend, please do not forget to leave a like and see you guys soon. Bye. And that's it for today, my friends. Hope you end up enjoying this video. If that's the case, do not forget to leave a like. Also consider to subscribe if you are new to my channel. And also let me remember you about one thing. I have a Patreon community. I put videos there a bit earlier than I put on YouTube. So if you want to support me and have access to early content, go to my Patreon. I will leave a link on my description. Take a look at that. You can also scan the QR code you'll be seeing here. And that's it.